So after removing the app that was installed on my phone, it seemed that it was running on the background. I was driving down the road and some vehicles kept throwing these little tiny metallic objects. They seemed to stick to my truck. I kept driving. People seemed to continue to go ahead and speed up to me, and they stared at me and then sped away. Um, Anyhow, it said the IAD came on, the implemented audio device, and they said that they were going to try to do something unthinkable to me. So I did get a little scared and continued driving. Um, well, I did have to pull over at some point. When I pulled over, I some vehicles they kind of kept throwing these water balloons at my tire. It kept bursting. When I opened my truck door, one of them splashed onto my shoe. Didn't think too much of it, but I continued to drive. And then I pulled over after I started feeling this burning sensation on my foot. I removed my sock and looked at it. It seems that I had some burns on my foot, so I continued. I wasn't exactly in a safe spot when I did pull over, so I continued on to the rest stop. Once I got to the rest stop, I went ahead and got my dog out. After my dog did his doggy business, I went back into the truck. I removed my socks so my feet could dry up, and I did have those burns for a while. It seemed that whenever I would pull up to places where there was electricity running around it, especially the four-way lights, stop signs, the green lights, those would seem to reduce the frequency. Anyhow, towards the deserted areas, where there was no cell phone towers or dead zones, it seemed that the frequency would go off, so the IED wouldn't come on. Uh, Anyhow, one of the IEDs came on, and they said that the metallic objects were actually trackers. After I found out that piece of information, I would often take purposely longer routes that were more deserted, and I did pull up to a gas station. Um, and then after I left the gas station, it seemed that some construction vehicles were there. Construction vehicles had their yellow lights on or their orange lights. Believe that they were doing some type of construction. But the odd thing was that when I went ahead and observed up ahead, it seemed that the roads were perfectly clear. So there was a lot of vehicles blocking off the road, so I took another route. Once I took the other route, I pulled up to a gas station so I could look at my maps. After looking at my maps, I realized that the entire road was blocked off, so I took an alternate route. When I was pulled into the gas station, or when I was at the gas station, the three vehicles, they kind of pulled up to the gas station, and they pretty much they had dark tinted windows, so it was impossible to see inside. Anyhow, I did have to go to the restroom, but I didn't stop. I had my gut feeling told me that I had malintentions towards me, so I continued. Pretty much when I pulled away, the vehicles waited a few seconds and then they came in after me. So I did continue to drive. Eventually I found this little path where it was pretty dark. It was nightfall. The clouds covered up the moonlight as well as the stars, so it was quite dark. Pulled up to it, and then I turned off my lights, and then I waited there for about 30 minutes so the vehicles could get ahead. Once the vehicles went ahead, I turned on my truck, got back on the expressway, and pretty much I continued on my path. After that, I wasn't too far away from getting home. I had a few hours. After about a few hours of driving, some vehicle kind of sped up towards me, and then I'm not sure entirely what the vehicle did, but the vehicle threw some sort of not sure what it was, but it made my truck skid. When the truck skid, it turned towards the right, and then I lost control of the vehicle for a few moments, and then I went towards where the vehicle was turning. So the back of my truck, or back of my vehicle, it ended up pretty much the back end of it ended up going left side towards the front, and then the front of the vehicle ended up turning towards the right. I was skidding at this moment. So then after I was skidding, I turned the wheel towards where it was skidding towards to regain control of the vehicle. And then at this point, it's pretty much 1 a.m. to 6 a.m., so there's not really that many vehicles on the road. I was driving at night. Once I did end up spinning 2 times, and then I pulled over. And I'm not entirely sure what sort of intentions the vehicle had, so got back on the road. I continued to drive. At this point, I was quite tired and I just wanted to get home. So then I continued my drive. After quite a few hours of driving, it was pretty much the final stretch of the road, and also when I did lose control, I was going speed limit at 75 miles per hour. So then I did regain control of the vehicle. Once it spun 2 times, I lost enough velocity that it brought it. I think I was going at 30 once I regained control of the truck. But I was quite tired, so I wanted to get home. Pretty much after that, I went ahead and finished the rest of the drive. Once I got home, I pretty much got everything off from the back of my truck, and then I ended up putting everything, most of the stuff on the back of my vehicle into my house. After I put everything in my house, I was quite tired, so I ended up showering my dog, and pretty much I took a shower too. Got most of my clothing articles off the truck, vehicle. After that, pretty much I did sleep for quite a while. After looking at some other research on whatever this thing that was installed, it seems that they can see through your eyes, whoever they are. And not entirely sure, but I'm not sure if it was the same people or it was different people. So when most of these actions were actually performed, it was dark. I think but most of them did have the dark tinted windows. Pretty much after that, I did pick up we'll pretty much talk to a few people about it. I'm still looking for some support groups or somebody that can help me try to figure out exactly what to do to get this installed. So the MRI does show my nasal passageway was destroyed, at least part of it, whenever it was installed. So well, I'll continue to update. Once I got home, There's a few strange occurrences that did happen.